Hello, grade 8. Welcome to a continuation of equations, and in this particular lesson, we will be learning how to expand brackets. This is still solving, but let's quickly see what does it mean when we have a bracket before I bring in the equations. Okay, brackets are a symbol of multiplication. And this is how we are going to use the rule. A into B plus C. We distribute the outside term into the terms in the bracket. Now look at the process. A, B plus C, we would take this and multiply that because that's what it means. The bracket means multiplication. So this becomes A times B plus A times C. I'm going to use numbers for us to be able to see that it makes sense. Let's try quickly. Just pause writing for a moment. I want you to listen to this. Let's look at this. Let's look at a case study. Watch this. If I have 2 and I have 3 plus 5. Now, the rule of BODMAS says we should deal with the bracket first, right? So, what will this be? 2. What is 3 plus 5? 8. Now, what is 2 times 8? Do you notice that would give us 16? Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, let's try to use this rule. Will it work? I have a 2 and I have a 3 plus 5. We distribute that in and we distribute that in. What will that be? That would be 2 times 3 plus 2 times 5. I hope it makes sense. And what is 2 times 3? 6. 2 times 5 would give us 10. What is 6 plus 10? That is 16. It's also important to actually take note of the signs. I'll come back to that. But are we okay with this? Please write this down very, very quickly. Let's write that down very, very quickly. It's important that we take note of the signs. I just want to do a few questions, a few rules. So this is, let's call this rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3, and rule number 4. I'm going to take you through all the rules that we may have. We have more. Okay, I hope we are done with the first note. On the left-hand side, we expand. All right? We expand. And then when we expand, we then solve. Okay, right now, we're not really solving, just going through the expansion of a bracket. Let's go ahead and look at number 2. What would I do? Again, distribute that. What would that be? A times B. Please watch this. A times B is AB. But this one is a positive. The A there is a positive A. Now, what is positive times negative? That would give us a negative. And then A times C would give us AC. All right? The signs are important. Look at number 3. Please pause what you're doing. I would take this and multiply that, this, and multiply that. Remember, this is a negative A. So negative, let's start with the sign, times a positive would give us what? A negative. A times B would be AB. Now, negative again times, where's my highlighter? Negative times a positive would give us what? A negative. 8 times C would give us a C. Look at number 4. It's a negative A times B. What would that be? Negative AB. But a negative here, call your attention. Negative times a positive give us a negative. A times B, AB. But a negative times a negative would actually give us a positive. And A times C would be AC. Please write that. Let's look at a few expansions before we bring in an equal sign. Just about 5, 6, or 10 expansion questions. Then we bring in our equal sign to make it an equation. Okay. So right now we just want to quickly look at expanding. Then we take it further into an equation. Okay, I'm going to move. If you are not done, please pause the video so that it's not too long. And then you write the notes. Then you move. Okay, I'm moving quickly. Expand the following. Examples. Number 1, 2 into x plus 1. I will be doing all the examples. You just need to follow through. Okay, what would I do? The 2 would multiply that, and in this case, they are all positive. So what would my answer be? Positive 2 times x would be what? 2x. Positive 2 times positive 1 will be positive 2. I'm done there. Okay. Do you want to try that before I go ahead? Quickly try it. Quickly try that before I go ahead. Try it and let's mark. 30 seconds more. Okay, I'm sure you are done. You can use those arrows to guide you. 2 times x will be 2x. Now remember, the 2 is a positive, right? So positive times a negative would give us a negative. And 2 times 3 would give us what? A 6. Okay? You try that again for me quickly. 15 seconds. Remember, it is the term multiplying into the other terms. Don't forget your positive times negative, positive times positive, and all of those. Okay. Positive 2 times positive 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we have the x. Beautiful. Now, positive times positive would give us a positive, and 2 times 3 would give us a 6. Right. Beautiful question there. Another 15 seconds. Go ahead. It's okay to get it wrong. You will be corrected, and you would use that correction to get the next one right. So don't be afraid of trying. Don't be afraid of trying. I'm sure you're done. 5 more seconds. Beautiful. So what do we have? The negative 2 would multiply in and that. So negative times a positive here. Remember, if there's no sign, it's a positive. So negative times positive will be negative. 2 times 2x will be 4x. Now, the negative multiplied by the negative would be what? A positive. 2 times 3 would give us what? 6. Okay. So, let's give you a few questions to do. maybe just about 8 questions to expand. Okay, so this will be your activity, and we would mark this in our next session. Just something small. All right. So number 1, homework. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. So we have 6 questions that you can. Then let's make it homework. Sorry about that. Let's make it a now work. A now work. Now. Okay. Now work. So please pause the video, write all the questions down, and solve. Pause the video right now. Quickly get all the questions done. Once you are done with all the questions, you can then press play and work things out. Then we will bring in equations quickly. Spend another 10 minutes on that, and we are done. Once you get this right, the equation part becomes very, very simple. So pause. Okay, I believe you have paused the video and we are ready to mark. Please make sure you pause, do the questions, and then mark with me. What will this be? We multiply that in and that in. 3x plus 12. Please mark. Number 2. 2 times x is 2x. Positive times negative would be a negative. 2 times 2 would be a 4. Next one. Now, don't forget it's a negative. Negative 2 times x would be a negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive would be a negative 2. Number 4. A negative 3 times a positive 4 would be a negative 12. Now, negative times negative would be a positive, and 3 times 2x would be what? 6x. Of positive 4 outside times 2 would give us 8. But a positive times a negative inside, negative 4 times x, 4x. The signs first, and then the numbers. Number 6. Negative 3. All right, negative times negative would be what? A positive. 3 times 2 is 6x. Negative times a positive would give us a negative, and 3 times 1 would be 3. Done. So that is how to expand, which we are going to do again. But this time around, we want to introduce an equal sign. Please quickly do your corrections. Do your corrections. We have just about 5-10 minutes, or let's say 10 minutes left for this session. Beautiful. I'm sure if you need to write, please pause again and write the answers. Now, let's solve for x. Solve for variable after expanding. Solving after expansion or expanding. What do I mean? Look at this. Now there's an equal sign. Okay? Rule of BODMAS. Let's do the bracket first. What are we doing on the left side? So 2x, 2 times 2 would give us 4. Oh, do you remember this now? Ah, that's the whole idea. What happens to the positive 4? It then moves and changes sides, and the sign will also change. Positive 4 becomes a negative 4, we reverse. Oh, beautiful. 10 minus 4 is 6. What happens? The 2 was multiplying on the left, becomes a division on the right, and x is 3. Oh, that's how we do it. Interesting. Interesting maths. We're going to do another one. While you're writing, let me write the next question on the board. And if you are done writing, you can quickly pause the video and try to see, do I really understand what this teacher did quickly? Can I try it by myself and see? Yes, you can. I'm sure you've tried, and we want to mark together. That goes in. 3 times 2 would give us 6. It's a positive. 3x, 27. Oh, lovely. The 3x is positive. It stays here. Now, the positive 6 can move and become a negative. Now, what will this be? What is 27 minus 6? That's 21. Oh, the 3 now multiplying changes sign and divides, reverse. What is x? 21 divided by 3? 7. Easy peasy, right? We need this knowledge in so many topics in maths, because now we are solving. We simplify and then we solve. Okay, let's do 2 more, then I'll give you a few questions to do as homework this time around. Don't worry, not an hour work, homework. Number 4, let's bring in a negative. Let's see what's going to happen here. Same story, the principle not changing. Right. But don't forget it's a negative. Negative times positive would give us a negative. 3 times x would give us 3x. Now, a negative times a negative would give us a positive. 3 times 4 would give us 12. And we have a negative 30. Beautiful. So, negative 3x, the positive 12 can then move. And it becomes a negative. We're going back to where we started from. Negative 3x, therefore, is negative 42. Remember, adding 2 negatives. You keep the sign and add the numbers. Now, what do we have? We are dividing. The negative 3 was multiplying. It comes here and it divides. Negative divided by negative, positive. Now, what is 42 divided by 3? 3 can go in 4 would give us 1. And in 12, it would give us what? A 4. Done. Makes sense? While you're writing that, I'm going to write another one. Let's see this one. Okay, we can multiply into the bracket. Negative times a positive would be a negative. 2 times 3 would be 6. Sorry, there's no x there, just 6. Now, a negative times a negative would be what? A positive. 2 times x would be 2x, and that will give me 24. The next thing would be to get rid of the negative 6 on the left hand side. I'll keep this. The negative becomes a positive. Now, what is 24 plus 6? That is 30. The 2 was multiplying, now divides. Beautiful. Beautiful. X equals to 15. I'll look at 3 more examples, and the session will be over, not too long. Please pause the video and write number 6. Look at, let's try to play around with math a bit. Oh, what's going on now? We have 2 brackets. It's the same principle. We are going to do the exact same thing. This would multiply into that, that would multiply into that, this would multiply into that, that would multiply into that, and we go back to our equations. What is 2 times x? 2x. 2 times positive 1 plus 2. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times negative, positive times negative, negative, and then 3 times 2. You remember this? We were doing this all along, so we're cool. Let's put the variables on one side. I have to move this, and I have to move this. So 2x, the positive 3x becomes a negative 3x when it changes sides. I have a negative 6, right? The positive 2 then becomes a negative 2. What is 2x minus 3x? We're back to our starting point. Negative 6 minus 2 would give us a negative 8. The negative 1 is multiplying. When it changes side, it's going to divide. Negative divided by negative, positive. And 8 divided by 1 is 8. My last example, and then you will have some questions to practice with as homework this time. Okay. Let's see what this would be. All right, this goes in and that goes in. Negative 2 times x would be negative 2x. Remember, negative times positive. Again, negative times positive would be a negative. 2 times 3 would give us 6 equals 2. We'll repeat the same process here. 3 times x would be, they are both positive, 3x. Now, positive 3 times negative. Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 5 is 15. Beautiful. Now, let's bring all our variables to one side, which is basically this moving to the left-hand side and the number moving to the right-hand side with the signs changing because it's now negative 2x. The 3x is an addition. Becomes here and becomes a negative. I have a negative 15. Now, the 6 was subtracting. Goes over that side and becomes what? An addition. Negative 2x minus 3x, both negative, would give me negative 5x. Now, negative 15, you are owing 15 rand, okay, but you have 6 rand. What would your answer be? Is it a positive or a negative? We need to fix this integers because it will always come to bite us. All right, so I take the sign of the bigger number, negative 9. Now what happens? The negative 5 is multiplying. Oh, so it will move over to that side and it will be dividing. What is negative divided by negative? Positive. 9 over 5 cannot be simplified further. We'll leave it as that. I hope it makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Please pause the video because on the next page I'll have, let's see, 10 questions for us to do as quickly as possible. Just 10. Not a lot, and we would mark in our next session. Okay, I'm moving. All right, so we have our homework to do. Promise 10, number 1. Number 2. Okay, let me, so I'll be able to I'll have enough space. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Okay, promise 10 questions. I feel like writing more, but we would stop there and we would mark this in our next session. Thank you very much. Pause the video, write the questions down, and then solve the questions, find the values of the variables. We will deal with that in the next question. Okay, or next session. This is Crazy Physics, making maths fun and easy. Goodbye, and I'll catch you soon in our next session. Goodbye.